Hello and welcome back to another Berean Book review. I'm Pastor Kyle here, and today I'm going to be talking about what's considered a Christian classic for our book reading time. Today we are talking about the well-known book Knowing God by J.I. Packer. Now, there's not a lot I can say about this book that has not already been said, but I wanted to do a video about it to talk about reaffirming the importance of studies like this. In this book, J.I. Packer, a brilliant theologian and university professor, takes specific time dedicated to tracing out what the Bible says about theology proper. And all that means is the study of God Himself. So there's a lot of studies in theology that we see, but in this book, rather than taking a study about theology in general, he speaks specifically about who God is, the attributes of God, what God is like, and what that means for us. So in this book, Packer, a very brilliant mind, takes a detailed look at scriptures and then categorizes it for us and summarizes it for us in different chapters throughout this book. Now, in this book, there is a lot of what we'll call heady material. This is not necessarily a light read for anybody to go through. It will require thought, it will require patience to go through, and it requires a lot of time dedicated to it. However, that time spent dedicating yourself to this book is well worth it. Not only are there things that I continue to learn from this book every single time I go back through it, but there are things in this book written about that are still incredibly relevant today, even though it was written a long time ago at this point. And also in this book, Packer does not just approach this as a theological exercise or something to stimulate the mind. He spends time explaining why these doctrines about God are important. He explains why it is important to understand that God is an all-powerful God, why God is an eternal God and can't be contained within any time or substance. He spends time talking about the wrath of God and the love of God, and he explains how all these things really change how we view God and therefore how we should view ourselves also. So this is not just a book written by a professor or a theologian, even though it has all that brilliance behind it. It is also a book that is written by a pastor, written by somebody who cares about the spiritual growth of the people who are reading this book. So I would say, even if you're not somebody who's prone to read, and even if reading theological books intimidate you sometimes, don't hesitate to pick up this book. There's much that you can learn from it and much that anybody can appreciate from it. And that's why I wanted to bring this one up for our Berean Book review. I hope you pick it up. It's available almost everywhere, and I hope you enjoy it.